Friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw. In today's episode, we're talking about Monday Night Raw. Can you hear my dog barking in the background?
Yeah, it's all good, though.
It was like, as soon as I transitioned from the countdown screen over to the blank screen to the podcast, she starts barking over. Anyway, today we're talking, it's a new day. Yes, it is, because the WWE and UFC have officially merged. They did a big thing. I think we might do a news brief later on about that. Probably. Yeah. That's just dry info, though, to be honest with you.
It is. It's nothing. There's really nothing to kind of latch on to there. It's
just like scumbags making money after money after money, man.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
A
bunch of carnies.
Peanuts rest for everybody else.
God damn you, capitalism. Anyways. So, yeah, we're going to talk about Monday Night Raw on today's episode of Going In Raw. Do us a solid. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. But first, talk about this really quick. Speaking of Vince McMahon and the big, TKO merger thing, we were wondering yesterday, quite loudly on the show, I think on our news brief mainly, we haven't heard a lot from Visca Man lately with the back surgery he went through. I saw some speculation on Twitter that maybe, just maybe, he had actually gone into like some sort of a cryogenic freeze, like Ted Williams or Disney or something like that.
Yeah.
But no, he's back, and it's not just for the merger. He's back to reassert himself in a creative way. Dave Meltzer. Yeah, Dave Meltzer reporting on the latest Wrestling Observer Radio.
Oh, I think you're right. I think it was last night.
I think they do it at night. I don't do it.
They do it. They still do the recap of Raw right after Raw.
Suckers. It's weird. Now the tables are turned on us. Because we always criticize the Wrestling Observer for like waiting a week to do the star ratings. Now they've got the freshest Raw review, Larson.
Unmoved, I am.
Unmoved. Good. Unmoved. So last night, Dave Meltzer, who's got his ear to the ground, reported that Vince was back and made several changes to last night's Raw. This is what Dave said. Vince McMahon is back. He made multiple changes to the show tonight. There were also multiple changes made by Levesque. That's Triple H. At the last minute. So the show a lot of stuff wasn't advertised on the show, like most of it. And the reason is because they were changing all day long. But Vince is back. Vince made significant changes to the show. I don't know what the changes were. I'm sure they'll probably come out tomorrow. One person who just mentioned it to me, then I asked some others, and they said, all I heard was there were probably changes for the better. But there were many of them. But Vince is back from his surgery leave. He's back in the chair. He was not in Roanoke. He was involved in the production of the show via remote. Going forward, he's the guy. He's the chairman, and he's running the wrestling company. I know that there's the whole thing if he's second command to Ari Emanuel or tied for second in command. I think Mark Shapiro's at the same level. But when it comes to the wrestling, Ari Emanuel is very willing to say, I don't know wrestling. He knows wrestling. So it's Vince's baby when it comes to the creative end. It's Vince's baby when it comes to decision-making on the company and all that. Ari Emanuel, Nick Khan, and Mark Shapiro are going to be the guys who are handling the TV negotiations. That they will do. Even then, Vince will have the power to a degree over that. But that's a pretty heavy crew of people when you have Ari and Nick Khan together on these new round of negotiations. And then in a subsequent update, Wrestling Observer noted that, quote, those in WWE say Vince McMahon has been calling in his thoughts for weeks now, so him returning from medical leave last night isn't accurate.
Maybe there was more of a spotlight on whatever Vince was doing since it was kind of like the last day. Well, it was the last day of him being in full control of the company.
That could very well be.
Or maybe it's just he had a heavier hand last night. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Dude,
I'll be honest with you. I know that there's a lot of doom and gloom when it comes to Vince McMahon. And to be honest with you, I am looking forward to the day when he's out, and, hopefully we'll get, Triple H, or I'll be honest with you, seeing a lot of the stuff coming out of NXT, maybe even HBK, taking over, fully their vision for main roster. But in the meantime, I'll be honest with you, man, this year so far, the collaborative effort since Vince McMahon got back with Triple H, it seems to work. I thought Raw was pretty darn enjoyable last night. There's going to be a lot of divisive opinions, or a lot of opinions sort of on across, a certain spectrum on, the return of Nia Jax. But But yeah, I thought the show was, I thought Raw was pretty good last night. The characters are still, fully formed, and there's a lot of good interplay, and this Jay thing of him, always constantly looking over his back because a lot of people are going to be gunning for him. I really like a lot of the stuff that they're setting up right now.
Yeah, I mean, Raw last night was very much focused on story stuff. Mm-hmm. A lot of the matches seemingly.
I'm still waiting for the YouTube thing to come back. I don't know. Oh, okay, the YouTube thing's back, but it's probably already dead on the actual live stream end. Let's take a look here. Close. Let's see. Let's find out.
Let's find out together.
We'll find out.
Anyways, while you do that, yeah, there were some decent matches though last night, and it was, they're advancing stuff. Especially, you're right, the stuff with Jey Uso is really good, where everybody's super suspect of him, and he had opportunity to, in Kevin Owens' eyes, prove himself. And then, of course, mishap happens. Ends up accidentally super kicking Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens like, I didn't trust you. For sure don't now.
Yeah.
More problems for Jey Uso, especially in a night when Sami Zayn wasn't there.
Yeah.
So,
dude, getting back to the Vince stuff, I think that so far this year, the collaborative effort seemingly between him and Triple H, where Triple H is taking care of the details, a lot of which were missed during Vince's time being the guy. I think a lot of those details are fine. And we'll get into the nitty gritty of what this episode looked like with Triple H and Vince. But yeah, I don't know. It's funny because even after, I don't know, what was the last Payback, the pay-per-view, the Payback pay-per-view. Like, by and large, most of the pay-per-views this year have been pretty good, but I feel like the ones that have been like really good have been like sort of confirmed as the collaborative efforts between Vince and Triple H. Like those when like the big things are happening and, a lot of twists and turns and stuff. So I don't know, man. I think overall, Vince being around, it's not, if he starts traveling and he fires Triple H, then I think we'll be in big trouble from a creative standpoint. But otherwise, I don't know. It's sort of much ado about nothing, I feel. We'll see how if this merger, affects much of anything. I saw all sorts of nutty quotes, like ideally we want every WWE fan to become a UFC fan and vice versa. I'm like, man, look, I enjoy the UFC, from time to time. I get it on Twitter clips. My cousin was in town and he opened up his laptop and he was like, hey, you want to watch, because the thing was on the other night. I was like, yeah, it's thoroughly enjoying, but like, I don't know. I've seen enough of that in my life. I'm never going to be a fan.
Well,
they're two completely different things.
You have to pay money to even get access to get the pay-per-views. The whole revenue model for UFC, and they're super expensive, just basically makes it cost prohibitive for a lot of people.
Yeah.
You got to drop $70 a month on a pay-per-view, but even before that, you got to pay, $10 to get ESPN Plus? It's ridiculous.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It really
that
is,
alone makes me like, no, I'm not going to pay attention to UFC.
And then you see like some of these scumbags saying all sorts of messed up stuff after they win titles. It's like,
what the heck's up with that?
I don't know. They don't seem to not care. It's like, whatever, like our fan base loves that shit. I don't know. I think it's horrible. But that being said, I enjoy competitive fighting. I think it's fun, but like, I don't know. I just think they're two very different things. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like,
I'm sure there is some crossover, but
sure.
And I guess, there's no fault in saying your stated goal is to make every UFC fan a WWE fan, vice versa, especially when they're like under the same corporate umbrella. But that's your goal, fine. Is it realistic? Not at all.
Yeah, I just don't. Good. Go ahead and cross promote. That's cool. I don't really care.
Yeah, that's fine.
Doesn't
that's
really
fine. But whatever.
Doesn't do anything for me.
Just because they're under one corporate structure doesn't mean I'm going to pay any more attention to UFC than I did before.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. I just, if I get a couple advertisements for it, cool. But I don't need to see, if you want to show a couple of the dudes in the crowd, whatever. I don't need
a 20-minute segment with Conor McGregor or anything like that. No.
I know, exactly. No. Oh, boy. All right, man. So let's talk about this. Woo-wee. Woo-wee. Ooh. Nia Jax.
Yes.
Is back. She laid out Raquel and Rhea Ripley during the main event last night, helped Rhea get this win over Raquel Rodriguez, but then she laid out Rhea Ripley, so seemingly she's just there to wreak a little bit of havoc and then probably try to get her hands on that title. It seems kind of clear, man. They haven't done a great job of building up, legit competitors for Rhea Ripley.
No.
And say what you will about Nia Jax, and I've got a variety of opinions that sort of range are all over the map about her, and we'll get into that in a second. But she is a powerhouse. She is a formidable opponent. She is a decorated, pro wrestler from days past. And I think in terms of presenting Rhea with a new challenge that is sort of, somebody who hasn't been around for a while, mission accomplished. I mean, you get that done with Nia Jax.
Yeah. I mean, according to Fightful, she'd actually re-signed about a month ago. I guess in terms of storyline, this is something Rhea's been saying to Judgment Day. When we appear weak, more challengers are going to come after us. And over the last month and a half, who there's been a lot of attention on Rhea, people stepping up to her for that women's world championship. You have Raquel, who she had the second match with last night in the main event, which was a really fun bout. And then Nia, maybe sensing, all right, there's cracks in the armor of Judgment Day. Now's the time to strike. So if that's like her motivation, it fits into the story they're telling. Yeah, I'm with you. There's the opinions on Nia kind of range. There's a wide range,
It is. Look,
I thought she has done some really good work in the past.
I think that some of her character work we have both been a fan of. Yeah. When I'll be honest with you, you get her in there with Charlotte when they start shooting on each other, shit's hilarious, Yeah. And then they seem to be like really good friends afterwards. But look, the main knock on Nia Jax is that she hurts people in the ring. That's like the primary thing that people focus on. And on one hand, it's wrestling. Like that stuff happens. On the other hand, she does kind of have a bit of that record. Like there's been incidents that seem like they probably could have been avoided with a bit more, I don't know, care or whatever, experience, whatever you want to call it. And so I get it. I understand that is why people have that concern. And I'm not far behind on that. Like you can sort of see it. That being said, a lot of her, and I'm not even going to address like the outside of the ring stuff because it's on the thumbnail, Nia Jax. It's a funny little joke. It's just a joke for anybody being offended by that. But I always thought her character work was pretty good. Like she's a naturally funny person. She has charisma. And she has been able to show a wide range of emotion in her performances. And I kind of like that. That's sort of what I look for in a person. And, somebody here said, who is this? Cult G Star says, she's a powerhouse. She's a formidable opponent. Piper Niven could be these things if they booked her properly. Sure, she could be, but Nia Jax, she already has the pedigree. She's got the name value. Oh, I thought you were going to make a my whole joke.
No, it was my finger. I pinched my finger between my chair and my desk over here.
Oh no. So, she's got the name value. She's got the legacy already. And how WWE is. They'll big return. Boom. You're done. Instead of having to build somebody up.
And I guess it's a situation, too, where they can bring in Nia for an opponent for Rhea now while also building up Piper in the tag team with Chelsea Green. So that, by the time Rhea gets through Nia, gets through Raquel, probably again, then maybe at that point in a few months, Piper's at a level where okay, she'll challenge for Rhea, and it's believable that Piper may have a chance.
Yeah.
So it's not to say that, Nia's here, that means Piper's not going to get a singles push. No, I don't think that's the case.
No,
it's got to be mutually exclusive. It doesn't have to be one or the other.
Yeah, it's like, look, dude, they have not, from the get-go with Piper, they dropped the ball. Like the whole drop thing. There were elements there that might have worked, but they never really invested fully. I think she could have been that person, and she could still be that person. But Nia Jax had been around since 2015 or something like that, 2016, 17.
Yeah.
So she's there, she has had she's had a prominent position. She's a former champion in the WWE. So I get WWE. It's oh man, let's make a big splash for whatever this next program's going to be. Let's bring her back. So yeah, I get it though. People You know, they remember things like, you know, Becky Lynch's busted nose, and you know, there's all, yeah, and there's all sorts of like Twitter clips out there of, you know, moments in the ring. So I don't know. I get it. I think some of the concern is like is validated by some of the incidents in the past. I mean, it's just,
agreed.
You know, it is what it is. But yeah, I don't know. When I saw that she came back, I was like, okay, cool. Like I wasn't like, fuck this, or, this is awesome. It was just like, okay, cool, right on. This is a new thing.
It's a development,
for Rhea Ripley, yeah.
Exactly. I mean, that's the thing I think, you know, really is to pay attention to, is that it's not like they're bringing Nia in to beat Rhea. That ain't going to happen.
No,
that ain't going to happen.
And you're right. And one thing that we always have to remember is that I'm not saying this about Nia Jax, but I'm saying this about Asuka from Friday. Some of our favorites have been around for a while. And so they are totally going to use Asuka to make Io Sky look better. Mm-hmm. That's what sort of her role is right now. She can be champion. They will slot her in as champion. Yes. They just did. But they are trying to get that next generation of wrestlers who came in closer to, like, you know, 2019, 2020, 2021.
Yeah.
They are elevating them. The Bianca Belairs, the Rhea Ripleys. That's going to be who they're focusing on now. Yeah. They're going to be the ones with the titles now. And then even people like, you know, Charlotte and probably to a degree Becky, who's going to NXT, they're going to be the ones that are sort of that above title range. I have no idea what they're going to do with Becky on NXT tonight. I do not know.
Absolutely.
It could be. They might make like a huge push on the ratings thing and just go with her as champion.
That could be. Let's talk about one more thing here before we get to the breakdown of the show. We talked about Jey Uso's story a little bit, where no one in the locker room trusts him. Kevin Owens at least came out at the beginning of the show was empathetic towards Jay's situation, saying, I've been there. I've done a lot of terrible stuff, and I've tried to make myself better, but you have to, and I've had to go and earn the trust of the locker room. Some people still don't trust me. While that's happening, you have Judgment Day that's gotten the full recruitment effort to try to bring Jay in, and he seems uninterested, except when Finn mentioned that Rhea was a huge fan.
Jey Uso is a tremendous performer, and those little comedy bits, you know, for real.
Yep. Really?
Who would you, this is an aside.
All right.
Who so far has done a more effective job recruiting, Dom or Finn? If you were pitched by both these men 1 week apart, who would you be more inclined?
I mean, honestly, it's Finn for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Finn just comes off as like a cool dude.
He really does. Yeah. Yeah, he does. Finn's awesome.
Yeah, Finn is awesome. Yeah, it's totally Finn.
It really is. Not sweaty Dom. But yeah, no, the Jey Uso stuff. Number one, that crowd when Jey Uso comes out, it's just me, Us. Yeah. And he gets them all doing the thing. Yeah. Oh my God, that entire arena is behind Jey Uso. And like, that's kind of crazy. Somebody who literally a couple of years ago, like, couldn't distinguish one from the other. I'm sorry, but Roman was right. Most of the fan base couldn't figure out which one was which. I know I was in that situation. I'm kind of a dullard, but
I had to look at the tattoos on their arms. That's why I told them apart.
Yeah. And to get him to this point, and you and I looked at this the other day on YouTube, the numbers that just any Jey Uso YouTube video gets.
Huge.
The bloodline effect is real. It really is.
Still is.
Still is. Absolutely. Yeah. It's good stuff.
It is.
Yeah. Ace Shock here in our YouTube chat says that Jay was one of the people featured in the Wall Street video from today.
Apparently, Trinity, Naomi, was in one of the graphics too.
I saw that. Yeah. It just would have been better if she had like the Impact title with her, you know?
Oh, I know.
Yeah, that's good. So anyways, before we get going with our Raw review, would you like to pay some bills, Larson?
Let's do it. Let's take a quick break here. We get a word from our sponsor, DraftKings Sportsbook. Hey, Steve. Football is back in full swing with another week of epic games. And who's got you covered on the action for every single one of them? DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers can bet $5 on football and get $200 instantly in bonus bets.
And get this, Larson.
Ah.
Nobody's missing out on the action this season because that's right, all customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every game this September.
Yeah, so get in on the NFL Week 2 action with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now and use code RAW to sign up. New customers can bet just $5 and take home $200 instantly in bonus bets only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code RAW. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. That's 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort. 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/football. Terms for eligibility, terms, and responsible gaming resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply.
And this episode of Going in Raw is sponsored by BetterHelp. Don't know if this happens to you, Steve, but for as long as I can remember, I've had a hard time quieting down this brain of mine when it comes time to lay in bed and get some sleep. And it became a major issue, a huge problem when I started dealing with severe anxiety when I was in my mid-20s.
Well, I'm sure you know this now, Larson, but one way to quiet those racing thoughts is to talk your way through them, and therapy gives you an opportunity to do that, so you can get out of those negative thought cycles and find some peace.
Yeah, as mentioned, back in my 20s, my anxiety got so bad, really bad, and I realized I had to go to therapy. And while it took me a couple tries to find someone I felt comfortable talking to, once I did, I was able to learn the tools I needed to better cope with my anxiety.
And if you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's completely online and designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited for your schedule. All you got to do to get started is fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched up with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge.
So get a break from your thoughts with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/raw today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/raw.
All right, time for Raw Cap. So anyways, Raw kicks off with a rundown of the show. We've got Rhea Raquel for the women's title. Main event, Jey Uso comes down. He says he's in your city, where they were in Norfolk,
Virginia.
Says it feels good to be out of the bloodline on my own. Most importantly, it feels good to be here on Monday Night Raw. So Kevin Owens comes in and he says, I think what you meant to say at the beginning is Jey Uso's now on the Kevin Owens show. He says, look, man, I've been exactly where you are. I know exactly what you're going through. I'm man enough to admit I did a lot of bad things to a lot of good people, and eventually I felt like I needed a change. So I tried to make up for some of those mistakes, and it was hard. Took a while to earn people's trust, and in fact, some people back there don't respect me or trust me, and that's fine. He says, let me tell you this, McIntyre, Riddle, that's just 2 of a very long list of guys back there who don't want you here. I have people I don't talk to ever coming up to me saying, Jey Uso does not belong in our locker room. We should do something about it. So let me tell you, Jey, this isn't going to be easy. It's great, right? Cody seems to be willing to give you a chance, and Sammy welcomed you back last week with open arms. Look at me, though, Jey. That's it. He says, you want to earn their trust and respect? As far as I'm concerned, you have a long way to go to earn my trust and my respect to prove you aren't the same scumbag who is running around with the bloodline. And that brings some Alter Bridge. Other side, the Judgment Day comes out.
Would you like to sing a line or two, Steve?
If you believe yours is the only way, then you're a fool who lives to die.
Very good. Very good. So Finn comes out and says, whoa, 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 I don't believe what I'm hearing. No one speaks to main event Jey Uso like that, Jey. Why do you have to prove yourself to Kevin Owens? You don't have to prove yourself to me because Grand Slam Finn respects you. Judgment Day respects you. And Priest says, Kevin, you don't speak for the locker room, man. You definitely don't speak for us because we run the show. Jey, I understand if you need time to make up your mind, just know Judgment Day's door is always open to you. Just walk through Not for nothing, look at Dom. He said no 1,000 times. At the end of the day, he's his best version, and now he's a champ. So Dom tries to talk and gets just drowned out with booze, and I'm pretty sure they do lower the level on his mic. He does say, the Judgment Day, they've always been here for me through my lowest lows and the highest of highs. So the priest continues, says, enough. Kevin, we came out here because we thought we had a match with you and Sammy. Where is he? And Owen says, yep, that's why I'm dressed to fight. Look, Sammy's not here, but you know what doesn't matter. I'll fight 1, 2, 3 of you. I don't care. I'm here for a fight. And then Jay says, oh, hey, Kevin, don't worry about Sammy. I'm here too. You want my respect, earn my trust. What do you say? 2 of us against Judgment Day. And Kevin Owens says, let's do it after some consideration. Jay then just about super kicks Dom's head off. We get a brawl that breaks out. Kevin Owens and Jay clear the ring, get a commercial break, come back. Got ourselves a tag team match. Jay and Kevin Owens against Priest and Finn Balor.
That is correct. And not shockingly, things don't exactly go to plan for Kevin Owens and Jey Uso. At one point, Kevin Owens is holding up Damian Priest for Jay to hit a super kick. He goes for it. Priest moves out of the way, and Kevin Owens eats a super kick. After that, so Jay sneaks in. What is this? Oh, he kicks Owens. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Anyway,
that was a super kick.
Judgment Day gets the win with a coup de grace.
There we go. There we go. Done. So afterwards, Jay is like trying to explain himself to Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens just kind of is sitting on the apron, listening to him, and then shakes his head and walks off because he's selling knee because he got his knee worked over during the match. We go to commercial. Come back. Jay is walking backstage. He finds Kevin Owens and he apologizes. He says, "My bad. I didn't mean to do it." And Kevin Owens says, "Why don't you go find your new bloodline in Judgment Day's locker room?" He gets up and leaves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's not believing that Jay is being sincere.
He says, "Why don't you dye your hair purple while you're at it too?"
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Man, Larson.
Oh, you're upset about this, aren't you?
Listen, I'm just going to bring this up here. The new iPhones are out.
Topical. It makes sense. Should put it in the thumbnail.
Should. I am so upset because I looked at the color schemes and no more deep purple.
So were you able to confirm because we were playing basketball day, you mentioned there was like a couple pastel shades. There's a pink, a green, and a yellow.
Yeah.
Or were you able to ascertain whether they're keeping any of the legacy colors like the gold or the silver, the white, the black?
I just didn't see
the blue.
No, there's a black one. I think there's a white one. I think.
Oh, Maggie says gold is gone. That's disappointing.
Yeah. I'm so sad.
Pro has traditional colors, so you just get the white and then the black one. Is that it?
I guess so. Sounds like Maggie knows more than we do. But Maggie, can you confirm that they've gotten rid of deep purple? What a drag. What's not a drag is that we are on the road to 198,981
You got it backwards, 198,891.
That's the one. It's a palindrome.
Yes.
And we're on the road here. We've got 564 people watching. If you could just do us a solid, hit that subscribe button. We got LA Knight fans. Guess what? I put LA Knight up here in the banner image for all the YouTubers that love LA Knight. Yeah. Least you could do is hit that subscribe button so that we can keep up with that goal to get to where we're trying to get to. And while you're at it, hit that thumbs up. We got 564 people watching. If everybody hit that thumbs up, we'd have 564 likes.
Yeah. I mean, please hit that thumbs up button. Please. And if you're new here, haven't subscribed, please do that too.
Kalta G-Star says, what's the best deep purple song? It's Perfect Strangers. It's Perfect Stranger because that's Shane Douglas's theme song.
Oh.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to be honest. I'm not that familiar with Deep Purple's work outside of Smoke on the Water.
Those are the only 2 songs I know. The only 2 ones. They went through a couple phases with different band members, and by the time they got around to the Shane Douglas theme song, it was like high turnover.
Yeah, I don't think Richie Blackmore was even in the band at that point.
Yeah, he was.
He was doing Richie Blackmore's Rainbow.
Yeah. Probably. So all that stuff, it was much different.
I didn't know Deep Purple did Shane Douglas's theme.
Well, he used their theme.
Well, you know.
He didn't commission them for that song.
No,
Anyways.
nor did he license it.
No, I think he still used it in WCW, so they probably did at that point.
At that point, I don't know if WCW really care.
So anyways, after that, we had a video package for Gable and Gunther. Gunther gets out of a car that pulls up into the arena, and he's dressed like $1,000,000, and him and Imperium start making their way to the arena.
Oh, man, some great suits.
Yeah, then we had Miz's music because he's got a match against Akira Tozawa, and we got a nice little 9/11 video package because yesterday, of course, was the anniversary of 9/11. Very quickly. Remember where you were, man?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I was at the house we used to live at before you moved in.
Yeah.
And I was eating my breakfast. The roommate in the room next to me, it's like, you got to turn on TV.
What was your facial expression?
I was like, why? I was getting ready to go to work.
No, I meant when you saw what was going on.
I was like, oh,
well, there you go.
Not good.
Yeah, mine was similar. So anyways, Miz versus Tozawa. Miz was doing this thing where like he'd have Tozawa won, and then he'd sort of pick him up to do more stuff. Hits a skull crashing finale 3 times on Tozawa to get the win. And then Byron's backstage with Raquel. He asks her about payback and her match tonight with Dom being banned from ringside. She said, let's be honest, Rhea may be the most dominant woman to ever step in the ring. She's taken over the entire division because people lose to fear before they even step in the ring with her. But I'm not like most people. She knows that, and Dom won't be there to help her. Rhea's going to learn that reality is worse than a nightmare. Tonight, Rhea won't be the tallest, the strongest. She damn sure won't be the angriest to step in that ring. Rhea's going to get a taste of her own medicine. We'll see who walks out women's world champion.
I guess we should have known as soon as Raquel said, I'm not like most people.
Yeah, I know. Like, was Raquel foreshadowing that herself? Like,
absolutely.
She knew that she was going to get attacked by Nia Jax?
Yeah. This is all choreographed, Steve.
You think so?
Yes, I know so.
Oh, man. It's not like UFC, like the real stuff.
What?
Now that I'm a fan of the UFC because I'm a fan of the WWE.
Steve, you don't have to be a fan of the UFC just because.
They said I do.
No, that was their wish.
Oh, because
it wasn't compulsory. You don't have to do it.
They wish it.
Because you don't have to do it because they wish it.
Mm-hmm. After that, we've got Imperium. They're coming down for a championship live sex celebration. Unfortunately, Gunther didn't blow anybody's back out, but we did have
a live sex celebration saying sex. Steve.
He verbally blew out Chad Gable, though.
He did.
Man,
I love it. Gunther can barely hold back a smile like the whole time. He's just having so much fun.
He's the happiest guy.
He really is.
Yeah. So Jackie's backstage with Shayna Baszler. She asked her about last week against Zoe, and Shayna's like, let me stop you there. Says, I'll admit Zoe surprised me. 9 times out of 10, I put the unit clutch on somebody, and they tap out immediately. But Zoe, and then Chelsea Green walks up, is like, I know, right? The way you beat Zoe was just like you beat Ronda Rousey. Amazing. Speaking of amazing, I'm sure you've heard my tag partner is not medically cleared, so I'm looking for another amazing partner. I was thinking, champion and champion, we're basically peers. You want to be my co-partner? And Shayna just laughs and was like, peers? You think we're peers? How about I meet you out there and I can show you limb by limb exactly how large the gap is between us being peers? She walks off and Chelsea's like, fine, you're going to regret this. I'm going to go find somebody to be my co-partner. She turns and Piper Niven's just there. And she's like, Piper, so excited you're back. I knew you were coming tonight. So does this mean? And then Piper grabs one of the belts off her shoulders and just says, medically cleared, and walks off.
Yep. And then we get Gunther's celebration for breaking the Intercontinental title reign record. Kaiser kicks things off. Steve, I know you like doing your Kaiser.
I love doing the Kaiser.
So I'll interject here when Chad Gable makes his appearance.
Oh, perfect. Sounds great.
Stage is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, I demand all your gratitude for the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in history, Daring General Gunther. So Gunther shows up. Big old smile on his face.
Oh,
this dude is so happy. He gets up on in the ring and stands up on a pedestal. They have like some big columns there as well
that are underlit.
Yeah. And he says, to the surprise of absolutely nobody, the Ring General has rewritten history. I'm officially the longest reigning and greatest Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion in history. Firstly, I want to share some words about the legends who held this title before. You contributed absolutely nothing. I elevated this title to heights never seen before, and as far as I understand, I'm running out of competition here. I am only competing against myself, it seems.
Shush, please. So Chad Gable
loser
makes his entrance. Says, last week we had a match for the ages. What a championship fight it was. I woke up this morning still feeling it. Here we are a week later, and you're the one celebrating, so congratulations.
Come in the ring, Chad. Say whatever you have to say to my face.
So Gable laughs, gets in the ring, says, Gunther, last week, I saw the look in your eyes and your face after the match, and it told me everything I needed to know. Out of everyone you beat, nobody came as close to beating you as I did. I don't know. I feel like this is me interjecting. Gable didn't say that. I feel like Sheamus actually probably came close.
I feel like Gable did not make any good points here, yeah.
No, he really didn't. It says, but the look on your face wasn't the only one I saw. I saw the look on my family's face sitting in the front row. I saw the tears running down my oldest daughter, Briella's face. Tears that you caused.
No, bro. No, I got to interject there. That line pissed me off. You bring your kid front row, and you're going to blame the dude for beating you? For her crying? Get out of here with that. Sorry.
Yeah. So he says, now, Gunther, I wouldn't expect you to understand what that does to a person. You need to be a mother or a father to watch your own children weep in front of your eyes. What you have done is light a fire in me, a fire I can tell isn't going to burn out until I make this right. Understand this. I beat you once, I'll beat you again. I don't know when, where, or how, but I'm getting another chance at that title for myself, my career, my family. I swear to God I'm winning the championship. I swear to God my daughter's walking out with a smile on her face.
You want another opportunity? Gunther, number one, he smiles when he mentions the kid crying, which was hilarious. And he says, you want another opportunity? Another opportunity to what? To drag your family to the front row and have them watch you get another beating for your life? Is that what you want? Using your children as bait to get a bit of the spotlight? You push me to my limit. You're a fantastic athlete, but you're a disgusting, terrible father. No lies are being told by Gunther. Stop him when he's telling lies, Larson. You're a disgusting, terrible father. You don't blame Gunther for your kid crying? Oh, man. Get back of the line, Gable. Back of the line.
I know. You had your chance. You blew it.
You blew it.
If you didn't want your kid to cry, you should have won the match, Chad Gable.
You're a shit dad for doing that to your kids. You got to smarten them up on the business, what you got to do. Hey, kid, watch. I'm about to lose to this guy, but it's going to be really fun. And we're going to go to Disneyland or Disney World later because I'm making so much scratch off this loss.
Yes. Don't worry. I may be taking the L, but I'm getting the W in the bank account. All right?
Exactly. Yep.
Cashing a fat check.
You're going to get to go to college one day, kid.
Exactly. So Gable gets upset, starts attacking Gunther. Imperium beats him down. Otis runs down. Oh, yeah. to make the fight even. Eventually, though, Gunther wipes him out. Gable gets chopped down. Now it's a 3-on-2 fight. Tommaso Ciampa runs the ring with the chair, and Imperium take their leave as Alpha Academy and Tommaso Ciampa stand tall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So then they have highlights of the ongoing Drew McIntyre New Day beef. And then earlier in the day, Xavier Woods walks up to Drew and asks, what's up? What happened last week? And Drew says, what part? Oh, the accidental chair hit? I thought we moved on. And Woods is like, no. I get that we're past that. Why were you talking trash about Kofi? And Drew says, look, I said what I said. I have a lot on my mind. Maybe Kofi will grow a set and talk to me himself. Oof. I know. And Woods says, I came here man to man. You're going to turn your back and disrespect me? I get it. You're jealous. You're jealous that Kofi won his WWE championship at WrestleMania in front of 82,000 screaming bodies, and you had your big moment in an empty performance center. Keeps you up at night, doesn't it, Drew? And Drew goes, I know what you're trying to do. I know you want to fight, but I don't want to hurt you. And then Woods says, oh, big bad Drew McIntyre going to run right straight through Xavier Woods. The Drew, kind of under his breath, says, well, you said it, not me.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you what, if you just want to get beat up, you've got your match. And whatever happens tonight isn't going to be an accident.
Yeah, man. I was hoping Drew would go straight heel on him, too, but he didn't. That's rude of Xavier Woods. You're jealous because Kofi won his in front of a bunch of people, and poor Drew got shafted with that shitty performance center. That's messed up, man.
It wasn't Drew's fault that happened.
I know. Drew didn't start pandemic.
No, he didn't, Steve. No, he did not.
As far as I know, it was either a market or a lab or Drew McIntyre. Have they ever considered that?
Well, let me ask you, where do you think you got it from, Steve?
I know where I got it from, and I know where you got it from too, pal.
I know where I got it from too.
Oh man. So anyways, backstage, Jackie's with Ciampa, and the poor Ciampa's got to slum it with these nerds. He says, Ciampa
He's like, "Where's my friend? Where's Johnny Gargano?"
I know. Come on.
Where is Johnny Gargano at? He's healthy,
dude. It's Vince. That's the thing, Vince. Which is weird because Johnny has said like he likes Vince and Vince liked him, and Vince was trying to convince him to stick around after NXT.
Maybe Vince just doesn't see it with John.
He's like, I don't like DIY. That sounds like a channel for do-it-yourself shit. And it is, Vince, actually.
It is, actually. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So anyways, Champ is like, last week Adam Pearce told me to seize my moment. Gunther celebrating as the longest X champion of all time. There ain't no bigger moment than that. Chad seems to think the same thing. And Gable says, I hate Imperium. This isn't over by... They're straying into Dark Order territory for me, this Alpha Academy. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, they were lovable losers, but now they're just losers, in my opinion. Okay. Otis needs to break away, man. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Bring Tucky back.
I don't think that's gonna happen, Steve.
Gable says, I hate Imperium. This isn't over by a long shot. And Otis says, oh yeah, wait a minute. I have an idea, coach. Tonight the three of us versus Imperium in a 6-man Carnage match. Gable's like, okay, I was worried for a moment, but Carnage match just means tag match. Ciampa, what do you think? And then Ciampa's like, oh God. But he sort of nods and walks off.
Like, oh, gosh, I'm already booked for this. I got to say yes.
He's like, let me guess him. Well, I guess he was involved in the finish. He had Gunther in the thing.
Yeah. So maybe Ciampa will get a Intercontinental title shot before Gable gets another one.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I mean, Ciampa ain't winning that, but that'll be a good match. Speaking of match, we had Xavier Woods versus Drew McIntyre. The finish of this match was phenomenal. Gosh darn it was so good.
Yeah, this was really good stuff, man.
The whole match was really good, but that finish was amazing. I didn't know how to describe it. They were running ropes, dodging each other, ducking other clotheslines and stuff, and out of nowhere, bang! Drew hits Woods with the Claymore to get the win.
It was, I watched the, they did that replay like twice.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they did because he just exploded with a fucking. Claymore.
It was just out of nowhere. I like finishes like that where you don't expect to happen, then whoop-ha. Finishes. Yep. Really good match. Go to your way and check this out. And the finish, as mentioned, is amazing. Drew gets the win. After that, Rhea's warming up backstage. She's got her match in the main event. Then Cody's music hits. Whoa. Adrenaline. That's what I said. Whoa.
Just hugging babies and fist bumping. A couple people didn't get the fist bump.
Would you be upset if you were sitting ringside and you had full Cody gear on, shirt, hat, you had your foam American Nightmare logo, all that. Yeah, you're sitting ringside. Cody's right there. You extend the fist, the hand, something, and you get nothing. Would you hold that against Cody?
Oh no, I'd be heartbroken, but I wouldn't turn into venom towards him. I would be more understanding.
Would you blame yourself?
I'd be like, I should have done a better job of appealing to the spirit of the American Nightmare. Maybe.
How so? Explain yourself.
Turn myself into more of a kid. I should have done. I'd been like, man, I really should have done the thing where I would have just I stand on my knees so it looks like I'm
bring
really
that
small,
up, yes.
And then pin my skin back so it's really smooth. So I look like,
Cody, I'm a kid. I'm a kid, Cody. Touch me.
That's what I should have done. And then I get a wig, a weird wig, like a kid.
Yeah, so your hair's longer and not so,
So I'm not, and I'm doing the face thing so that I'm not so wrinkly. I'm like,
Cody, I'm a child. Touch me.
Yeah.
So you have to stand on your chair on your knees though, and otherwise might be a little low.
Right.
Or I have to pick you up.
I do this shit here. I already have my hands are all a life of no work or stress. My hands are already very childlike and smooth.
Yeah, they're very smooth. Yes.
Right, exactly. And so I'd be like,
Cody, I'm a child.
But if I have to hold you, if I have to pick you up, otherwise, to further the illusion that you're a child.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I'll have to hold you.
Right. Exactly.
With your feet pinned behind your body, so you have shoes coming out of your knees.
Can you get a fake breast so it looks like I'm breastfeeding?
Sure.
To further the illusion that I'm like a 4 or 5 year old. Yeah.
4 or 5 year old. Yes, exactly. Sounds good.
Cody. Hold on, let me get a sip of this titty
I know
milk.
you got to turn your head away from breastfeeding.
Yeah.
To yell at Cody.
It's like milk is like coming down my thing.
Milk running down your,
Yeah, he would just instantly, he would just projectile vomit when he sees that.
Of course, that's the natural appropriate
up.
reaction.
Yeah, right.
To you cosplaying as 4 to 5 year old breastfeeding.
Right.
On me.
Yeah. It's like that Game of Thrones kid. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fairly appropriate reaction to that. All right, so after that, Cody's music hits. He comes out for a promo. He does his usual thing. What do you want to talk about?
Like, what, UFC wants me as a fan? I don't think so. This isn't what you want.
You don't get that kind of fan interaction in the UFC, I'll tell you what.
That's a very good point. Exactly.
You only get that in World Wrestling Entertainment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like when the fighter is going to come down the aisle to the octagon and notice Steve cosplaying his child while breastfeeding on me? Gunther! You know?
Gunther! Sean Strickland!
So I don't think that's going to happen. They're in their zone, man. They're going to the octagon. They're not paying attention. As disturbing as whatever Steve is doing over there.
They're going to be like, after the loss, Rogan's in there. He's like, what happened? You just got your ass bit. There was this weird child out there, like, sucking a boob for some milk.
Yeah.
And then he was like yelling at me, and it just threw me the fuck off,
Yeah.
But it must be one of those WWE fans that UFC is so desperate to get.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So anyways, Cody says, what do you want to talk about? Let's talk about main event Jey Uso. Before he can say anything else, though, Dom Mysterio makes his entrance with JD.
Mm-hmm.
And Dom says, Cody, I'll tell you what I want to talk about. I want to talk about how happy I am that you brought main event Jey Uso to Raw. Jey is going to join Judgment Day, and when he does, it'll make you look like a fool.
Mm-hmm.
Once Jey Uso's in Judgment Day, it'll be amazing, and there's not a thing you can do about it. So Cody has no verbal retort, so he just punches him.
The time for talking's over. Time to dole out some crossroads.
Cody saw Steve suckling on my breast,
and he's unnatural. He is unnaturally
he's
fucking angry. It's like this Norfolk crowd. They're too much. So I'm fucking pissed off right now.
And so he takes it out on Dom.
Yeah.
JD gets in the ring. Cody just disposes of JD and Dom with barely breaking a sweat.
Oh, yeah.
If at all.
Lord, what's his name? Lord Farquaad, whatever his name is.
Yeah, from Shrek. Yeah.
He couldn't get shit in.
No. Crossroads, Cody Cutters, more Crossroads. Then we go backstage. Jay, he's walking backstage. Drew McIntyre walks up to him and says, we both finished the business tonight, but I want to come up to you, look you in the eye, and tell you I don't trust you one bit. And so Jay laughs and just says, cool. And Drew says, oh, it's cool.
Oh, no, cool? Dude. So am I tripping? Did you I rewound this. I am almost positive Jay corpsed here. Because when Drew comes up to him, he says, look, I want to tell you, look you in the eye and tell you I don't trust you one bit. And Jay fucking laughed, but it seemed like, number one, he wasn't supposed to laugh here. And the laugh, like when Drew comes up to him, like mad dogging him, Jay is like pursing his lips like he didn't want to laugh. These dudes are like best fucking friends back then.
Oh, yeah, everybody's
and so Drew comes up and he's like, I don't trust you a bit. And Jay's like, cool. and Drew says, oh, yeah, it's cool. Look, mate. Don't think you can stand on your own 2 feet. You're there with your brother your whole life down the bloodline. I bet Judgment Day's looking pretty good to you. And Jay's like, and so then Jay's able to get his composure back. And he mad dogs him. He's like, Drew, looks like you want to fight, right some wrongs. Oos, how about this? Go ahead and pull up next week. Oos. And Drew says, next week, Drew McIntyre versus Jay Uso, you're in.
It's a good Joe Coffey there.
Every time I just got to do the Joe Coffey. I'm so happy when I get to Drew McIntyre because it's just Joe Coffey.
Next, we had Chelsea Green taking on Shayna Baszler. It's a pretty quick match. Shayna gets the win with their new finisher, essentially a Piper's Pit, but they call it Exterminatus.
Okay, that's all right. Exterminatus.
Yeah.
Help, Exterminatus. I got cockroaches.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, Clark, I need you, but now it's Exterminatus.
Yeah, exactly. Use the Exterminatus to take care of my pest problem. Yeah.
Oh, I got Kalta here gave me some props here as somebody who lives next to Scotland. So like in the
Scotland
ocean?
adjacent.
Like next to Scotland. Isn't Scotland like its own thing? It's like you're just in the channel,
or
or
not that huge, I guess,
or like in the channel there, I guess, or something like that. I don't know. Anyways,
I don't know.
So then we had Chelsea Green
versus
Shayna Baszler. Yeah, of course, Shayna gets the win with Exterminatus. Afterwards, Piper gets in. They start brawling. Chelsea hits a cheap shot, and Piper gets control. Zoe Stark runs down and kicks Piper before disposing of Chelsea Green. Zoe and Shayna sort of face off with Piper. Piper gets out of there, and Zoe and Shayna stand tall. It seems like a new tag team has been birthed, Larson.
It's interesting that they have Shayna beat Ronda Rousey. You think, okay, that's a huge win for Shayna. That's momentum. Like, that's on the road to singles titles pursuit, but then maybe just another tag team.
Yeah, they do have like a stacked women. I don't know. Now they got, I guess, Nia Jax back. Like, you can't have Shayna beat Rhea because Rhea's the thing now, and Io's going to be the thing for a while. So like they got their mid card tag title, the mid card title, which shouldn't be, but it is. It's the tag title. So
yeah, I know, but it just seems like Shayna at a tag team, former tag champ.
Yeah, I
like
know.
Another tag team, nah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but what do I know?
They fit pretty well though. Like I totally agree with you. But you could do worse than Zoe and Shayna together. I think they could be wrecking fools. Yeah, it'll be
fun.
Cool.
They assume they got good chemistry. It'll be fun. Mm-hmm. Then we got a Nakamura video package. He says, Seth Rollins, do you feel like a champion? Do you feel victorious?
Awesome.
It's really good. He's been doing great promo work. Do you feel victorious when I stood over your broken body? You're not honorable. Would the people still sing your songs and remember the things you've done? The road to your success is lined with bodies of those who trusted you. You believe the weak exist to be consumed by the strong. Seth Rollins, a manipulator, a deceiver, a liar. You bring shame upon your family. You have no remorse. I will strip you of your life and expose the lies that you claim to stand for. Your words mean nothing. I will challenge you when I feel like it. Mind games.
I thought it was awesome. It was all in Japanese.
Yeah,
I love this version of Shinsuke. I really do. We get a little bit more of that here in a little bit because Seth's music hits. He comes down, and he says, welcome to Monday Night Rollins. He says, I am a manipulator. I am a deceiver. He's referring to the Shinsuke thing that we just saw. Mm-hmm. He says, I am a liar. I am all the things Shinsuke claims that I am, but I'm also a father. I am a fighter. I am your world heavyweight champion. I'll be honest, for a long time, I didn't know who I was. I was trying to figure it out. In the authority, I surrounded myself with people who lied to my face. That didn't work out. So I tried to be what I thought everyone wanted to be, and that didn't work. He's talking about when he was just himself.
When he was boring babyface Seth Rollins.
Right, exactly. And that dude showed up with the sign that says Seth isn't cool. He says that didn't work out, so I tried to be what I thought everybody wanted me to. He says, so I became a Messiah, the Monday Night Messiah. He says that didn't work, so I built this facade thinking I could hide from myself when the truth was, when I finally figured out what you always wanted me to be, myself. That's why you love me, not because I'm a good guy or a bad guy, but because I am Seth freaking Rollins. That's why you sing my song. For the first time in my life, I can see reason and look in the mirror, look my daughter in the eyes and find peace with my past, and I could be proud of my future. But Norfolk, Virginia, you didn't come here to see me talk. You see, I didn't come here to talk. I came here to fight. He says, that's what management doesn't want to hear. They want me to slow down. They say, Seth, you're going too fast. You're going to burn out. But Virginia, I'm just not built that way, baby. I'm a workhorse. Hey, I was born that way and I need to run free. He says, last week I called Shinsuke out and let's have a world heavyweight title rematch. And he said, no. Said he wanted to do it on his own time. But even though he walked out of Payback and I didn't, I think that match took more out of him than he leads on. So Shinsuke, you want to play games? Let's get nuts. He says, you want it? Come and get it. You want to do it on your time? There's no better time than now. No better place than Norfolk. And then Shinsuke's music hits. And by the way, I didn't notice that it was probably at Payback maybe when this debuted, but they got different font for his name now, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But he doesn't show up, and Seth's confused. He looks behind him to the side. He's not there.
Well, at least Seth looked behind him because in the past, he's tunnel vision with him,
Oh, Seth has always had tunnel vision. Yeah, big time.
He hears the theme, and all his focus is on the ramp, not behind him, not the side.
He gets it from behind.
Hyper focus
then he gets his back blown out, yeah.
Yeah, he does get his back blown out. That's correct.
That's right. And then, but then instead, it shows Shinsuke just beating the living shit out of Ricochet in the back. He's just, oh man, he throws him to a road case. He's like kicking him, giving him knees. He's like, and he says, Seth, you have bad timing. I was going to fight you, but I found out you're not medically cleared. So I found a fight already. Isn't that right, Ricochet? He just keeps on stomping him.
Yeah.
He's like, so sorry. And there was this great bit where Ricochet sort of tries to pie face him, and Shinsuke just sort of like wipes his face and he laughs because it's like nothing, and then just starts stomping him some more.
Yeah.
He says, so sorry. I'll take your title, but not today. And then Seth just looks like sad Seth.
Yeah, no, every time Nakamura rejects Seth's challenge, it just makes Seth more upset.
Exactly. That's why he did it in the first place.
That's the strategy. So we got Jay walking backstage. Finn walks up to him and is like, whoa, calm down. I came in peace. It's crazy what happened out there earlier, yeah? As far as I'm concerned, we're both professionals. What happens in the ring stays in the ring. What happened to you with Kevin Owens, huh? I saw what you did. Very nice.
Very nice.
Doesn't seem like Drew is a fan at all, though. But you know who is a fan? I am. I'm a big fan of main event Jey Uso. You know who else is? Damien. You know who else is? Dom. And Jay's is kind of no-selling all these names.
Over the place.
You know who else is? Rhea.
For real? That was
and
so
Finn
good.
Says, it was so good. Finn says, for real. Like we said earlier, Judgment Day's door is always open. It's a compelling pitch.
And Finn is so charming. He
really is.
Goddamn charming.
He comes off as just the coolest dude.
I'm a fan. You know what? So is Priest. So is Dom. Rhea's a fan too. For real.
Really?
That was good.
That was good.
Then we had tag match Carnage. Alpha Academy and Tommaso Ciampa. Oh, yeah. Versus Imperium. Poor Fabian Eichner. Or no, Vinny Vinci, whatever his name is.
I like that Otis creates his own match type, but it's just 6-man tag match.
I know. That's kind of awesome. But yeah. Now
it was a fine enough match. It was a match booked to have that pretty fun finish, where Gable has Vinci in the ankle lock, and Gunther runs in to try to break it up, and Ciampa puts him. I know it's a Sicilian stretch, but it also looked like a Gargano escape.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
So Gunther's reaching out to Vinci, telling him, "Don't tap, don't give up, don't do it." And what does Vinci do? Is it victory for Vinci?
No Vittoria.
Yeah. None of that. He tapped out. Took the L. Loss.
Yeah, man. And, you know, as it's funny because, like, Gunther obviously was pretty pissed off about that, and he was screaming about it, but he wasn't screaming at Vinci yet. I am assuming next week we're going to have, like, the opposite of a championship celebration. It's going to be like the trial of Vinny Vinci.
Oh, I know. Yeah, so Gunther gets totally upset as Imperium walks up the ramp backstage. Judgment Day are chatting it up. Rhea getting ready for a match. Says at the end of the day, they always come around because they're talking about recruiting Jay.
Mm-hmm.
Don't they, Dom? And Dom says, "That's right, Mommy. Just wish I could be out there tonight." And Rhea says, "I wish you could too, but just like you're handling the Jay business, I'm going to handle my Raquel business. Mommy is always on top."
Yeah.
See you boys later.
Yeah. So then we got announcement that Shinsuke and Ricochet. Ricochet is going to get his ass whooped by Shinsuke next week.
Oh, yes.
Then we had Tiffany Stratton backstage. She says, "This is ridiculous. Where's Becky? Can we get this over with? I'm the NXT Women's Champion. That comes with responsibility." So Becky comes on in. Pierce said, "I spoke to the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, earlier. I want you both to sign a contract for tomorrow." And Stratton says, "I've been nothing but respectful, even correcting my mistake of calling you an NXT Women's Champion. Last week, I let my emotions get the best of me. But now, since we're face-to-face, why me? Why are you coming after me in this title?" And Becky says, "Well, got to be honest, I wasn't paying attention to what you were doing. But when you come on my show to try to get some life into your dead-end title reign and show..." Oh, what the heck? Look at that little...
Got a run-in from Puppy.
Oh, precious. Look at her little... Dad, I'm new. I'm just going to hang out here. Maybe. I'm going to be on your lap. Look at that thing. Anyways, Becky talks shit. We're going to have that match. Stratton says, "I don't need you to make me famous, but you want to step into my business. I have no problem making my name at your expense." And they sign the contract. That's happening tonight. I mean, all things equal, Becky Lynch is going to be the new NXT Women's Champion. Maybe.
Yeah, if there's a clean finish to the match, you'd think that'd be the case.
Mm-hmm.
It would have to be the case.
Yeah.
Then we got our main event. Rhea versus Raquel. Hard-hitting bout, physical bout like they often put on.
Yeah. These guys always have a good match.
That Tahana bomb on the apron. Ow.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. That was rough. Get it? Rough. Because there's a dog on the camera right now.
I don't think she appreciated the joke. She didn't even hear it.
I do not like that joke.
So Raquel puts Rhea back in the ring, and then Nia shows up ringside and hits Raquel with a Samoa drop on the floor. Raquel eventually gets back in the ring. Rhea just kicks her, hits a riptide to get the win. And then Rhea gets to her feet after the victory. And Nia gets in there. Rhea's like, what are you doing messing with my match?
Yeah.
And then Nia headbutts her.
Yeah.
And then sets her up on the bottom rope, hits a leg drop across it, and then drags her to the corner, hits a bonsai drop.
Yep. So she's back.
Apparently she's got a new theme, too.
Oh, look. I love that little face right there. Oh, she has a new face? I mean, she has a new face. She has a new theme?
Apparently. I thought I saw that on social media afterwards.
I liked her other theme.
I did, too.
I'm not like most girls. Or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah. I like that one. Couple new channel members and returning channel members. Returning channel member NPR, not to be confused with NPR, the National Public Radio Service.
Yes.
NPR says Nia coming back will all be worth it if Rhea squashes her in 10 seconds. I don't think that's going to happen, but maybe they'll have a fun match and Rhea won't get injured. Also, we had another new channel member. Miss Molly is here as a new channel member. Of course, channel members and patrons at patreon.com/Stephen Larson, $5 and up. Get access to our bonus episodes, which we're getting back to this week. Get access to the question threads, which we're about to read here in a moment. And, of course, our Champion Predictions Challenge. The Week of Champions 2 is coming up. NXT, Wrestle Dream, and Fastlane all happening in the same 7-day span. And so that's going to be the next predictions challenge. Going to be a really big deal here, and see if Maz can can successfully defend their title.
I mean, Maz has been in contention, I think, for a lot of these predictions challenges. So I think if anybody's gonna be able to do it, I think Maz has the upper hand.
I think Maz has the higher ground.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Let's see here. Aussie Dragoon here with a bunch of bits over on the Twitch says, when are we getting a special episode hosted by your cats called Going In Rough? Well, the thing is, they're animals, so trying to herd them together, I don't know what the topic would be.
To get their analysis on pro wrestling, it'd be rough.
That'd be a little rough.
Rough.
Yeah. Anyways, you want to answer some questions?
Yeah, let's do it. Nikal here asked, did WWE just drop the Where's the Ciampa story Johnny Gargano was doing? Wasn't the other way around as Where's Gargano that Ciampa was doing?
Correct. Yeah. It was the other.
And yes, they dropped it.
He was just doing that. Wasn't he just doing it on social media?
I think he might. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Might have been some .com stuff.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Let's see here. Dave Matushek says, do you expect more crossover synergy between the UFC and WWE? It seems to be what they want to do. I think they're both very firm on the idea that they're not going to have WWE wrestlers in UFC rings. But, I know there was one idea proffered today from one of the dudes who was like, let's say a UFC fighter is retiring and they want to try their hand at something else. The WWE is a possibility. I'm like, okay, whatever. You guys you're just reaching now at this point.
I know, because they want all WWE fans to be UFC fans and all UFC fans be WWE fans. That's why.
I know. You just want to. I am not going to plunk down.
Mr. Dope has a good point. One step closer to Punk returning.
Oh,
he bridges the divide between UFC and professional wrestling, does he not?
Know, the guy excelled at the highest levels in one of them.
Yes.
And was present for the other.
That's the way of putting it.
Briefly.
This is a good question for DJ Fluffy. Yeah. Like All Out being in Chicago every year, should WWE have a premium live event set in a city as a tradition? If so, what city and what show? They should have one pay-per-view a year at Madison Square Garden.
Don't they have? I agree. I think it'd be awesome. I think they do was it the December 26th house show is always at MSG?
Yeah, it's always at MSG. That? Yeah, it's the
broadcast that. Let's see that. But without all the standard. Broadcast it like an old school Madison Square Garden WWE show. Back
no entrance ramp, people just wander in for their
right.
matches.
Back when it was just championship wrestling.
Yes. Yes.
And get Vince back on commentary. Hey,
No, absolutely not.
Come on.
What a maneuver.
Get Vince back on. You know that shit would be wildly entertaining.
Oh, it'd be awful. He was not a good announcer.
So Bruno's gone, but like Vince and Ventura, when they got back together in 2010, it was pretty entertaining. I saw a clip on Twitter. It was pretty funny.
Nah, I'll pass on that. Luis asked, what have been some of the best free TV matches of the recent decade?
God, Vince
Let's
Triple
talk
H on
WWE.
commentary. That'd be fucking awesome. I'm sorry it would be. I know Vince is a scumbag. I'm not supposed to say good things about Vince.
I don't want to see him on TV, especially with that mustache he's got now.
Even better. Are you kidding me?
No, it's worse.
They do the shit where they do the interviews just like at ringside milling about.
Because like Vince these days is so awkward when he's on TV. It's like the comfort level he used to have is completely gone.
Just put him behind a commentary desk.
Oh no, it makes it even more awkward.
What is that? What is that growly fucking noise?
Just the whole time. God damn it!
Honestly,
in the middle of the match, he just like forgets he's doing commentary. This is such good shit,
dude. I'm telling you, if I'm Ari Emanuel, I'm like, look, one night only, Madison Square Garden, once a year.
Yes.
And it's WWE unfiltered. So like cursing, you just get Vince there. God damn it, pal.
God, you don't know what he's gonna say.
Yeah, I know. That'd be amazing. What the fuck are you doing out there? And you put like a Good Brothers match on. Oh my God, could you imagine?
Making fun of Gallows. That's what you want.
Holy shit. Vince making fun of Gallows would be worth the price of fucking admission. I'm telling you. That would be amazing.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, Luis wants to know the best free TV matches of the recent decade.
He runs around like a baby calf.
Kenny Omega and Pac in like a Iron Man match on Dynamite was awesome. There's been a lot of really good free matches on Dynamite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
I mean, Kenny and Danielson was on Dynamite.
Mm.
Their time limit draw, the hour-long match between Danielson and Hangman.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of good TV matches on.
Did they do a Cole Hangman match on Dynamite? Cole MJF was it? Did you mention that one?
But that was really good. That was another time limit draw.
I mean, say what you will about AEW, they have good pro wrestling matches.
They do.
You know,
they do. Alex Foster asks, "What celebration would you throw for each other if one of you broke a championship record?"
Oh, dude. I would do a championship celebration. I know you're a big fan of going out to the baseball diamond, and I'd have like a softball celebration game.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah, because I know you.
We
like
invite
that.
Sid for the occasion.
Sid, Braun Strowman, yeah, man.
All right.
We'd have a thing like okay, who can hit the most? You know what's the euphemism for home runs? Dingers. Who can hit the most dingers?
Well, I think Braun would have that.
What about Peak Sid? Peak Sid versus Peak Braun?
I don't know. That'd be tough.
Might be tough.
It'd
Like Braun's dad would be probably tops because he was like
tops. Yeah,
top level. Yeah.
In a similar vein, I'd be like, hey, let's run out Madison Square Garden with the hardwood out there.
Oh yeah.
Playing the mecca of basketball.
Yeah.
And have like a celebrity.
Oh man,
that would be AEW pro wrestler celebrity basketball game.
Oh, that'd be so much fun.
You and me.
That'd be so much fun.
And we captain different teams.
Oh man. Ooh.
And it'd be like the All-Star draft.
Yeah,
we'd do a televised thing.
You just sit there. I just sit there and go, okay, I'll take him. You take him. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good. You know where I'd like to have a championship celebration? At the Star Trek Vegas convention.
Yes.
That'd be awesome.
That would be fun.
I'd host a Wrath of Khan panel. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Amazing. Gosh darn, that movie's so good.
It is so good, dude. Let's see here.
Mayor Planet Houston asked, does Chad Gable finally beat Gunther, and where does that match happen? Because the build got me thinking they could main event Fastlane. It won't be a Fastlane. They got to wait a while on that one.
I hope they don't. I don't want Gable to win that title.
Steve's done a full 180 on Gable for being, yeah, sure, have him win it to not at all.
This promo of his was so off-putting.
It was kind of whiny, wasn't it?
It was whiny. Like, man, way to make a bunch of bad points. So no, he's done with me. He's done in my eyes.
Wow.
As a father, like, I got a kid. I ain't blaming another man for beating my ass for being the thing that like a kid started crying about. That's my own fault for not holding my own.
Exactly.
Devil Survivor says, like, you got your kid there. Have you no pride? Have you no pride, sir?
I know.
You couldn't beat
Kick
this
out.
guy in front of your kid? Kick out. Your kid is crying. You're not kicking out?
I know. You look over, you see a kid crying, and it's like, kick out at one then. Come on. What kind of gumption do you have?
Zero gumption. Really? Call CPS. Get those kids out of his house.
Oh, wow.
Devil Survivor says, do you think the sites that report TV show ratings should be doing more to find out how many people are DVRing and streaming the weekly wrestling shows?
There is a separate thing for DVRs, like the +5 and +7s. There is
+7s,
analytics for that, but usually it's live that gets the most kind of notoriety and the larger spotlight.
Yeah, but I think Devil Survivor is saying, I guess maybe, I'm speculating here, maybe to provide additional context.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, but I think the downside of putting a whole lot of emphasis on the DVR numbers is that people, when they DVR things, fast forward through the commercials. So they're not going to take that into account when determining ad rates, which is what the ratings and demo numbers really, that's why they really matter.
Yeah. It is like, look, I'll be honest. It's mildly interesting to me, like, to know, okay, we know, like, for example, this past Saturday, Collision had a decent number. It was just under 500,000.
Mm-hmm.
Life moves on.
Yeah.
Life moves on after CM Punk. It would be interesting to know, like, in totality on TV, how many people are watching, just from a sheer curiosity point.
Oh, totally.
But beyond that, I don't really give a shit.
No.
Let's see here.
Ooh, here's a good question from Organ Grinder. Who is
Please.
Cody's nominee for vice president when he runs in 2024?
Oh man, I wouldn't want to do that.
What about Dustin, his brother?
Oh, that's
Ricky Starks.
That's not a bad choice. It's not a bad choice.
They're friendly. Oh,
You know, dude,
Pastor
I'll be
Levis says
honest with you.
QT.
After that, oh my God, after that promo, I'm gonna say CJ, formerly known as Lana. That was a fiery promo. I could see that
It
on
really
the back
was.
of a train.
Yeah, stump speech. Yeah,
The stump speech. Who revolutionized the train thing? Was it Truman?
I
Or
thought
before
that
him?
predated Truman.
It probably did. Was it Roosevelt? Teddy, I mean.
Obviously, yeah. No, I feel like it was after that though.
Really? Was
Have to
after
look it
Teddy?
up. Here, let me see.
Or was it Arn Anderson?
No, he never ran for president. But Arn, hey, imagine Arn as Cody's running mate.
Oh, I could see that. I could see him more as like a chief of staff, like a Donald Rumsfeld type.
Well, he was the defense.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, Cheney. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of Cheney. No, Cheney was the VP. Who the fuck was who's chief of staff?
chief of staff. I don't remember who W's chief of staff was.
Oh, never mind then. Trying to remember that cheesy Oliver Stone movie.
Oh,
With
W. I
Robert-
never saw that one.
I watched it not that long ago. It's pretty silly. It sort of doesn't know what it wants to be.
Yeah.
Here we go. Mikey says, if CM Punk decided to use the Going in Raw podcast to tell his side of the story, what would you ask him?
What's your side of the story, Phil?
What'd you
And then
say
get
in
out of the
that?
way.
What'd you say in that little room? Carl Rove.
what'd
Was Carl? No, he was the campaign manager. Wait, was he chief of
Carl
staff? Or Griner said it's not West Wing. Nobody cares who the chief of staff is. That's a good point. The chief
Yeah,
of
fair
staff
point.
had a lot more power in West Wing than
Yeah.
than they usually
Well, the chief
do.
of staff actually, I think, has a good amount of power.
I think it sort of depends on like who it is.
That's true.
Like Obama blew through a couple chiefs of staff,
Yeah.
I think. Let's see here.
Andrew Card.
Oh, that vaguely sounds familiar.
Don't remember.
But yeah, he didn't have, like, Cheney was really running shit then, man.
Yeah. Ryan's Cuban, your old dad says William Henry Harrison revolutionized the stump speech from the train.
Oh, I'm thinking of somebody different then, because I'm not thinking that far back. That was hell a long time ago.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Did they even have pictures back in William Henry Harrison's day? Because I'm thinking of a picture of a dude on the back of a train.
I see paintings here. Oh, he was president from 1841. Wait, really?
That was a long time
No, that can't be right. He was only president for a month?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah.
His inauguration, he got pneumonia.
That's right.
Big dummy. He had like a 3-hour inauguration speech or some shit like that.
Oh, wow. That's way too long.
It was stupid, yeah. It's like, what is this, a Marvel movie? Get out of here with that. Like one of the big Marvel movies, you know.
Oh, of course, yes.
Like Endgame.
Yeah, one of the blow-off ones, yes.
I don't think, did they even, you know what the very first picture of a person was? It was a guy just having his shoe polished, and like the picture was like up on top of a building.
Oh, wow.
You know,
Organ Grinder here says John Quincy Adams was the first sitting president to have his picture taken.
Really? Wow.
Didn't he predate Harrison?
I thought he did. He was the 6th. Quincy Adams was.
Yeah. His
dad was the 2nd.
Yep.
Let's see here. Sir Nicholas Cat says, "Do you see WWE versus? Do you see a WWE versus AEW pay-per-view now that the merger is done?"
No chance.
No, it's even less of a chance now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. No chance.
Die Hard Homer says the best president was Jack Tunney. Oh man. I'm telling you, I think it was Teddy Roosevelt on the back of that train that I'm thinking of.
I did see a picture of Teddy on back of a train. I think that was pretty common practice.
But he also just succeeded. You know, they didn't like Teddy because they thought that he was going to break up all the big corporations, so they made him vice president. And then what's his face got whoop.
Yeah,
McKinley got shot. And then he took over, and that's all he did. He was like, "Fuck this! I'm dismantling all you fuckers."
Yeah, no antitrust regulation.
Right, exactly. It's pretty great.
Yeah, it's great.
Anyways, that's going to do it. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. Till next time, we'll see you around.
Goodbye.